In this second video lecture session of Staad.Pro, we'll look into different sides of Staad.Pro definitions and its uses, graphical user interface, and different terms and definition, and the implementation and different type of modules which you have in Staad.Pro and its bundle. So if you see the Staad.Pro, this is a general purpose suite for structural engineers involved in analysis and design of structures. That may be plants, that may be towers, that may be bridges, that may be buildings, that may be airports, that may be dams, and literally anything. And if you see the Staad.Pro family, you are with steel designer, you can have concrete designer facilities with their modules, you can have RAM connector for the complete structure system diagnosis and the analysis which you can do for the structures, and you have dedicated to foundations, and you can do the design of piles, the BBS bar bending schedules, and the aspect which you take care in foundation can be done through Staad foundation, and also you can do the piping and advanced slab design within the Staad.Pro family modules. And the Staad.Pro is the professional version where you can do only the structural design and concrete design with the help of steel and RCC. And primarily you can see why Staad.Pro is the world's #1 structural analysis and design software because of the below parameters. If you see Staad.Pro, which was developed for practicing engineers, and for static, pushover, dynamic, P-delta, buckling or cable analysis, and high order earthquake and dynamic consideration which industry is using, and based on different countries' standards, the codes has been incorporated within Staad.Pro, and which is friendly and based on the different countries like India, Australia, Russia, US, British, Canada, and different countries having their own codes, which code is incorporated within Staad.Pro. So because of that, you can say that Staad.Pro is friendly and adopting to the standards of the different countries. Other than this, this is a basically COM-based software. COM is something component-based model. Any third-party softwares also you can integrate with Staad.Pro, which is very, very important. You have multiple number of softwares like Xsteel and other softwares like Straddle and many other softwares. So if you work in any third-party software like AutoCAD, so what you can do is you can directly integrate your generated drawings to Staad.Pro. That is basically COM-based approach. And Staad.Pro's user interface is completely industry standard, as I discussed, based on the concrete, based on the steel, based on the different earthquake standards. Everything is inbuilt and integrated with Staad.Pro, so you can reuse this time and again. And Staad.Pro supports multi-material design. You can have multiple materials, codes for timber, steel, cold form steels, concrete and aluminum, etc. And if you see the user friendliness and if you see the interface, everything is ordered in a logical sequence. Modeling, post-processing you do, steel design you do, concrete design you do, then you do the component design. If you talk about only modeling, you do the geometry creation, then you attach the general purpose like the end you have fixed, you have roller support, you have hinge that you define, then you define the analysis conditions and design codes. In a logical order, everything is arranged in a tabbed page layout with the software interface. And you have a structure wizard where you can create the structures, maybe frame structure, maybe plane structure, maybe solid structure, maybe radial tank, or any design you can do by using this structural wizard, and you can reuse this time and again by just putting the parameters as per your requirement. And if you see the model generation technique, you can use directly by using Staad's inbuilt graphical user interface for creating your model. You can import AutoCAD DXF format. You can repeat the operation within Staad by using mirror, copy, rotate and translations, or maybe you can do the paste. You can reorder the beams numbers, columns number, and you can adopt a particular sequence for understanding or recognizing the beam or column or slab or any element within Staad. You can remove any duplicates or orphan nodes where you don't have a proper node nomenclature. You can repeatedly use that. That particular concept we look in our session in brief. You can do dynamically zoom. You can create your beams, column, plates, solids. You can offset the member by using reference of existing the single base structure, multi-base structure, and you can use repeatedly your reference. And you can do connections and partial moment release also. If you find that structure is statical indeterminate and you need to release some connections, that can be done. And you have a very interesting command editor inbuilt with Staad. Whatever you generate, that will be decoded with the sequence or code, and you can edit independently and you can directly change whatever the changes you need to do. Just like that, you have the information managed in this code editor, like the job information, joint coordinates, the member incident. Member incident is something, if you have a columns, the columns number and its increment, members property, the cross section details, and constant is something, maybe Young's modulus, maybe Poisson's ratio, maybe thermal expansion property of concrete and steel, and support consideration. You define like the foundation, maybe the fixed joint, maybe pin support, maybe roller, and then you define the loading, that is also decoded here as the dead load, live load, or wind load, or any type of loads or load combinations. And finally, after that you do the analysis, then you validate the design and you can do the changes. So by using this inbuilt information order form, you can quickly edit and change whatever the change you need to have. So in our coming session, I will be discussing about the finite element modeling and other terms and definitions which we will be using before learning Staad program. Thank you.